Welcome back to our series, The Analog Renaissance. Today, we're going to start working on blind contour drawing practice. If you've been with us in the past, we were doing all of our textures and getting familiar with our pencils, but today we're going to start in Chapter 1, Line and Shape. And in the Ching Edition 2, Line and Shape is the first chapter, whereas in the book we were just in, it was going to continue on into some volumetric shading using some of the drills that we had just done. But in this sequence, I am going to have us work on the blind contours. Now, a blind contour drawing is a drawing that involves drawing the contours while looking only at the subject, not the surface that we're drawing on. And when we do this, it can be deceiving because when we're going to go very slowly and painstakingly following the contour of what it is we're drawing. And you can see in this textbook, they're using a leaf going around the perimeter of the leaf. And you're moving your eye along the edge, and you are very slowly matching that eye movement with your hand movement. And this can be, you can feel like you're going incredibly slow, and you want to keep that slow and even pace. You may even have to stop periodically to let your eye scan that object, but you are trying to keep the movement as fluid as possible. So as you're doing this work, if you look at me following my hand, you're moving as slow as you can around those perimeters of your fingers, for example. And you're going to see every little nook and cranny in your hand and move slowly along that paper as your eye is following the lines of your hands. And when you're doing this work, you will come up with distorted and exaggerated proportions very often, and we'll move into doing a modified contour drawing. They're showing here a modified contour drawing of an iris, but to start, we're going to start doing a blind contour drawing, and if we look at exercise 1.1, it's asking us to pick a subject that has interesting contours, such as your own hand, a pair of sneakers, or a fallen leaf. Focus on all of your attention on the contours of the subject and draw a series of blind contour drawings. Blind contour drawings develop visual acuity, sensitivity to contours, and eye-hand-mind coordination. I'm noticing here that they're saying a series of blind contour drawings. In the past, when I've done this exercise, I've done one, thought it was funny and looked ridiculous, so I moved on. I'm going to do a series this time, so we'll see where that series takes me, but I really want, as I said in the earlier videos, I really want to focus on following along. So a series it is to help develop my hand, eye, and mind coordination. So I'm going to start with my hand. I'm probably going to try to do a few practices along this page, this 2-page spread, and see what happens with what I'm able to do. And I think also the part of this is, this practice is to leave judgment aside. It's not going to look great. And that is one thing I do articulate in class when I'm asking students to do this. And I sometimes purposefully make mine look ridiculous, so we all can feel ridiculous. I have seen people who do blind contour drawings who have gotten very good at it, and you would think they were cheating, but they're not. So yeah, let's just take a moment to do the work. And one thing that I remember when I was in a class doing this, they told you to pick the side where you have a lot of lines, which my hands have a lot of lines now, so I can do that. And then also to kind of make a shape or, grip that may be of interest to follow along. And you're trying to gather like all of so you want to follow along the edge. You follow the crease in your hand and come back, and you're following that with your eye, and that'll become what you draw on your paper. So I will stop talking, and I'm going to see if I can get my hand and my book in the camera view so you can see, but I'm going to try my hardest not to look over here and just continue to follow with my eye what it is I'm drawing. And I'm going to stop talking. Oh, I ran out of paper. Well, that's not cool. I ran out of paper. I guess I'll start down lower. I'm going to start that over, down lower. well, that looks funny. Let's see if I can bring my camera so you can sort of see what my view would have been. And this would have been my view. So these two fingers I drew as if they were overlapping when they weren't. And it looks like some of my creases in the palm are in the wrong spot. But in general, it sort of looks like a hand, right? Sort of. I will say my left hand is sore from holding it that way. So I think I was rushing at the end there because my left hand started to hurt from being held in that particular position. So this is the sneaker. I tried to find one that had some sort of shape. That was, a lot of my sneakers are boring, but these are probably my most fun pair. Usually the students have really fun pairs of sneakers, but I'm going to set this off to the side so you won't necessarily see it, but I'm going to try to capture the profile of the sneaker in a contour drawing. I don't think I want to look at it this way. I think I want to look at it this way. So there's a lot of things going on that I could try to pick up on. So I'm gonna position it so this is the view I will have off to the side, and we'll see how that goes. And I'm just using a B. You could probably use an HB. I don't think I would, or an H. You could use an H. One thing this is a very strange heel. It's very long past the actual edge of your foot. So I imagine it's going to look funny as I'm drawing it. And I think I'm gonna, since I ran out of space last time, we're gonna rotate it. Well, I think that is the perimeter and a little bit of what the sole was. It was hard to get myself back into detail of like this, but I can see it. I can see it. I think this deserves some more practice. Continue to draw each edge you see bit by bit at a slow, even pace. You may have to stop periodically as you scan the object, but avoid making these stopping points too conspicuous. Strive to record each contour at the very instant you see each point along the contour. Allow the eye, mind, and hand to respond simultaneously to each and every critically perceived event. In this mode of drawing, distorted and exaggerated proportions often result. The final drawing is not intended to look like the object, but rather to document and express your careful perception of its lines and volumes. So maybe I'm not going slow enough. I feel like I'm going painfully slow. Yeah, slowly and painstakingly follow the contour with your eyes, observing every minute shift or bend in the contour. As your eye moves, also move your pen and pencil at the same deliberate pace, recording each variation in the contour that you see. Your eyes should remain on the subject as the hand attempts to record on paper what you see. Well, I guess I did it. I feel like a few more wouldn't hurt. So I think I'm going to take a break for now and maybe come back after a bit of time and give this another practice. And then we'll work on a modified contour drawing at another time.